Most people know the Merton Center. They know us for addressing food insecurity, right? But for us, food is just the beginning. What Merton is really about is meeting people in moments of crisis and accompanying them on their path to greater stability. With that in mind, it is truly an honor for me to introduce our next speaker, Robert Walsh. Rob is a client of the Merton Center and a volunteer. I admire Rob for his humility, for his perseverance, for his positivity in the face of hardship, for his honesty, and more than anything else, for his self-sacrificing commitment to his brother. If you want to know what love is, just get to know Rob and his brother Rick. I get up every day to go to the Merton Center because I want to be like Rob, and I think soon you'll feel the same way. So Rob, come up here.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Robert Walsh. I've been a guest and a volunteer at Merton Center. Sorry. Since the summer of 2024, I first started coming to Merton through the food pantry. I had just gotten out of a 3-month hospitalization. I was recovering from double pneumonia and had a serious spine infection. I was alive, but my body was weak, and I was dealing with constant excruciating pain. I had lost my job during my illness, and my health did not allow me to find work. I was living in an apartment on Sealy Street with my brother Rick, who has COPD and can't walk more than a couple of feet without stopping to catch his breath. Money was getting tight, so I reluctantly started going to Merton once a month to get some groceries. From the beginning, Merton showed me warmth that I didn't expect. With my back still in rough shape, it was hard for me to stand in line for long periods of time. I never complained, but Nick and Fetty noticed me struggling out there. They would bring me a chair outside for me to sit in while I waited, and they would help me bring my groceries over to the bus stop. They knew my name, and they would ask me how I was feeling. They would ask me about my brother. They listened to my story, and they remembered details about my life. It was clear that they cared about me. A few minutes after I started going to Merton Pantry, my apartment burnt down in an electrical fire. My brother and I lost everything. We had used a lot of our savings during my hospitalization and couldn't afford to rent a new place. Suddenly, for the first time in our lives, we were homeless. We never thought it would happen to us, but it did. It was in that moment when everything seemed hopeless that the Merton Center really became a big part of our lives. When we needed to warm up, after spending nights in an abandoned garage, Craig and Chef would let us in the hall early. When we felt lost in the 211 housing system, Daisy was there to help us navigate it. When in the middle of all this, my brother was diagnosed with lung cancer. He had to start radiation and chemotherapy. Nick was there to let us vent our anxieties and frustrations, and when we finally got a room to rent, the whole staff was there to celebrate with us. I have to be honest with you, coming to rely on Merton hasn't been easy for me or my brother. We worked our whole lives. I spent most of my career as a corporate headhunter and recruiter. My brother was a professional chef, and we worked in restaurants while his health still allowed. None of this was normal for me. Some days I wake up and I feel like I'm living on Mars. I don't like having to ask for help, and I have a hard time accepting assistance. I wasn't raised to depend on other people. It's not something I ever had to do. This is all unnatural to me. To tell you the truth, I hate it. And what I hate most of all is feeling like I can't do enough to help my brother. No matter how old we get, he's always going to be my little brother, the person who has been by my side my entire life, through good and bad. I need to watch out for him, and it killed me seeing him to struggle to breathe in that freezing garage. The past year has been humbling. It has forced me to accept that there's so many things in life I cannot control, and that sometimes everyone needs a little help. Still, I don't feel right asking for help and giving nothing in return. Luckily, Merton has opportunities for me to work as a volunteer. Every week, I spend a couple of mornings helping with deliveries for the pantry and kitchen. Nick always tells me to take it easy, but that's not me. It's important for me to pitch in to the place that's been supporting me, to feel like I'm giving something back to the community in return for what's been done for me and my brother. I think there's some dignity in that. Look, I'm not here to tell you Merton fixed all my problems. It didn't, and it can't. But it made the load lighter on me and my brother. It gave us some warmth in the dead of winter, some peace in the middle of a storm, and some friends when we felt alone in our struggles. What Merton has done for me and Rick, it does for so many people. What the staff and volunteers do every day, it brings hope. It brings some light to the world. I'm proud to be a part of the community now. I know that when I'm out of this rough stretch, I'll keep supporting it. I hope you all do the same. Not for me and Rick today, but for the next guy down the line who just needs a little bit of support, a little bit of warmth, and a little bit of hope. Thank you.